Wrong spot, but throwing the right curveball.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I missed one out here. I obviously did this on Sunday. I haven't double checked those other two bits.
Stephen just took me out.
You ready? I'm ready. Clive, are you ready?
As I'll ever be.
Laurie?
I'm never ready.
I know, but yeah, you still have to introduce yourself, so that was just to fit it on 2 pages.
The demands of this
I
job.
know.
Hey, let's just go, shall we?
Welcome everyone. Week 11 of the closeout. James Lissaman, Community Basketball Manager.
Laurie McDaniel,
Good
Development
start.
Manager. Yeah, great start. Well played, me.
And Clive Bowman, General Manager.
Yeah, welcome back, Laurie, so we can excuse you for that slight slip up there. Anyway, tipping off things, Miles 200 Women's Premier League from a different venue at Middleton Grange. This week we had Lincoln University playing UC again. Lincoln grabbed the lead pretty early in the first quarter with very big gains from Lucy Brown and Brittany Richards, both scoring 19 points each, and they never really looked back to their counterparts from UC. Usual suspects, Hannah Miszewski 24 points and Tessa Morrison both had 20 points, both big scoring games. It was Lincoln defence held the rest of their team combined to only 24 points. So in the end, pretty easy win for Lincoln University, 101-68.
Right. In the second game for the Miles Toyota Women's Prem, we had Horswell taking on North Canterbury. North Canterbury were able to hold on to their unbeaten record with great performances by Mary Golding with 30 points and Hannah Crabtree 13. The game started off in Horswell's favour with the first 2 points scored by them, but unfortunately after that it was all North Canterbury who ended up winning 89-44. Horswell were led by Lakin Whiteow with 18 points and Fran Edmondson 11 points. Can someone please mute their laptop?
If only we mentioned that before we started filming.
Yeah, that's all from me.
And turning to the Premier men, Ollie Davies looked like he was still on fire from last week's 52-point effort, scoring 9 in the first, but unfortunately for Gators they managed to slow him down a bit and he finished only with 21 after that.
Yeah, only with 21.
Which is a fair game, but a fair way down in his previous week's effort. In the third quarter, Gators scored 9 of 11 in the first of their first possessions to grab the lead, and Matt Brzezinski scoring 23. Mapana had 6 in the fourth, 17 overall with 10 rebounds to keep Pioneer in touch. But Dave Langrell with 9 and 16 rebounds was named MVP for his ability to control the game for Gators as they won 92-80.
That's awesome. Dave,
Yes,
way to represent.
Yeah.
The second men's prem game saw Lincoln University take on Atami, and I'm disappointed to say that Ben Hall only got 19 points. I don't even know if it's worth a mention, to be fair. It's 20 or nothing, Ben, from you. Atami's Patrick Roger had 20 and 8 rebounds, and they kept Atami in the game in the third quarter, but LU's Paif Momusia came away, who James and others believe should have been playing in the Sales NBL, showing he's very comfortable playing in the Prem League here. He had 34 points and 7 rebounds and helped LU lead for the vast majority of the first 3 quarters, and entering the final period, LU were up 3. An 11-0 Atami run to start the fourth with Kurt Fenion scoring half of his way to 29 points, and he was named game MVP. And once again they showed that their composure to grab another close game, and winning by a convincing margin in the end saw Atami take the 102-87 win.
Yeah, no, it's a few times where you look like this is probably the week where they're going to lose, and then fourth quarter comes around and they just seem to
get the job
have that
up.
mental edge to pull it out.
They keep on pulling them out, don't they? And I think they're getting a reputation like the Crusaders, I suppose. That last quarter of the game, and obviously some same coaching philosophy obviously going in there. It's not over until it ends. So well done Atami. It'll be interesting to see how they go in this next round. With the other teams obviously having their rounds back in place and becoming stronger. But good on them. I mean, what's that? That's 8-0.
8-0, yep.
Yeah, so it's a great effort. Turning to Checkers and UC, as we've just mentioned, both teams reinforced with their Rams back this week. Sam Riley helped Checkers to a 13-point lead in the second quarter and had a 15 round rebounds.
Yep.
UC, it was usual suspects. Josh Peterman, 22 with 7 assists, and Brent Fisher with 15 points and 9 rebounds. Helped UC edge in front by 5 early in the fourth quarter, as they outscored Checkers by 16 over the middle 2 quarters. But the story of the day was Sam Smith, who dropped 17 in the fourth and 38 points overall, shooting 14 from 17.
Nice percentage, Sam. Well played.
To go with 10 rebounds and 6 assists, and obviously being named game MVP at UC had no answer to him. Final score: Checkers 96, UC 88.
Yeah, so that's 2 pretty big games that people have had against. He was for Checkers. I was thinking when Matt Niszczewski went off, that was against Checkers. So it must be nice for them this time to have someone shoot a tremendous percentage who's actually on their team.
It's an excellent percentage.
Yeah.
Is that just across the floor in general?
Yeah,
that's
across the
field
floor, it
goal
was
percentage?
14 of 17.
How many threes, do we know?
I think he was 4 of 5 or something. I think he only missed 1 in the game.
Sam.
So, yeah, he scored.
Right.
Glory League Game of the Week. I'm not actually using Glory League film for most of this, but because it was the New Zealand Broadcasting still came in and did their once-a-year practical thing. Christ College vs Shirley Boys High School, and a great crowd came down, especially from Shirley Boys, and they added a fantastic atmosphere, so send a thank you to the school for that. But it was Hunter Adam, the story early for Christ College. Constantly was able to get behind the Spartans defence. Scored easily for him 23 points, quite often for a dunk in the first half, as he finished with 35 points, 11 rebounds and 4 blocked. It looked like anything but the game of the week, as Christ was up 43-25 as we entered in the half. Hunter Adam continued in the third quarter, getting fouled as he made this dunk and protecting to the rim with this huge pin against Shirley Boys High. And Greg Roger was out in foul trouble in the third quarter, so Caleb Chamberlain took on more of a scoring load than he kind of does with the junior stuff, but not necessarily at Thompson Trophy, banging home 3 trays in the game. And more excitingly for me, the steal and huge dunk to finish the third quarter trimmed the lead inside double digits as he finished the game with 18 points, 8 rebounds and 8 assists, and you can see the Shirley crowd in an absolute frenzy after the dunk. Greg Roger came back in the fourth after he sat basically the entire third quarter. Definitely made up for the lost time as he got some huge rejections that he traded with Hunter Adam on different players, not necessarily against each other. And for the reckon, I did like Rogers one a little bit more. Josh Book made this huge 3 when Navarro dared him to shoot from, I don't know, about that far behind the 3-point line. And Christ, they struggled with Greg Rogers' lightning quick first step. He finished 26 points, 8 rebounds. Chamberlain had a huge 3, and then Greg Rogers cut the Christ lead to only 1 point after converting the M1. But it was Josh Book, triple-double, 28 points, 14 rebounds, 10 assists. He closed out this game with this pretty up and under with 80 seconds left in the game. Final score, Christ College 88-79 in a thrilling game. I know the students were super happy to be not part of just one game. The girls' game beforehand went down to the wire as well, but the highlights in this are the one which gave in the atmosphere from the students coming to the game, and what made me pick this game as Game of the Week.
That's what high school basketball is all about, isn't it?
Absolutely.
To some more women's basketball, the women's Div 1 versus the women's under 21 grade has now completed 20 inter-competition games. Currently, women's under 21 are up on that with 11 wins to 9 against the Div 1, but the oldies but goodies there, hanging in and schooling the youngsters on occasion there, which is great to see. The 4 final games are this Sunday, and we'll decide which grade ultimately gets the bragging rights before do they split into just playing their own game for the last few games.
Exactly, and I don't know if as a competition administrator, I'm hoping it goes 3-1 in favour of women's Div 1, and then we can say it's perfectly tied, 12 wins each.
Yeah, it's great that it's that close though. 11-9 still is really good. Yeah,
it was one of the competitions we had a chat about, wasn't it, before the season started as to whether or not it would work. I think the Div 1 teams were worried they'd be chasing youngsters around all day.
Well, sometimes they are,
but obviously, experience always counts as well, doesn't it? So, but it's been pretty even Stevens league, and hopefully everyone playing in it is enjoying it. So great stuff. Turning to this week's games, on the 15th of August, we've got the Miles Toyota Premier League games and the women's side of things at 12:10, and I presume these all back counts.
Yes, we're pretty much Cal set in, I think, every week now.
North Canterbury, with their perfect record of 7-0, are up against Lincoln University, who hold a 5-2 record in the Patron Trophy final, which I assume is the final for the first round.
For the first round, so it'll still count as a competition.
So first round, the second round?
Well, with only 4 teams, we decided to use the first 2 rounds and then 1 versus 2. So North Canterbury is the seeded number 1, but Yeah.
That's why we have a competition committee.
Yes.
Yeah, to make decisions like that. That's
Definitely.
fine, James. Yeah. Anyway, good luck to both those two teams, and hopefully it'll be a great game. Lincoln, obviously in fine form last week, and obviously North Canterbury with their perfect record.
Yeah.
So hopefully Lincoln can get a bit closer this time round.
12 and 10. Hallswell are playing UC in the women's Prem game as well, and both teams are looking for their second win of the season as they've split their first two matchups between the two teams.
In the men's game at 1:45, we've got Lincoln with a 3-5 record against Gators 5-3. At 3:20, we've got North Canterbury 1-6 against UC 3-5, and at 4:55, Pioneer 5-3 against Checkers 2-5. So those are the games this week.
Thompson and Whelan Trophy. So last night, by the time you've seen this, the top 6 for the Thompson Trophy has started. So 3 huge games for that, and those teams will also play on Thursday as well. So chance for some of the teams to really sort of stake their claim to go up to the AA National Tournament. Also on Tuesday night, Whelan Trophy competition, huge game after Ashburton knocked off Girls High in their broadcast game on Tuesday, the winner of which basically grabbed the inside track to go up to Nationals as well, along with Middleton Grange and Stack. So they're the sort of 4 teams. Christchurch Girls isn't mathematically eliminated, but practically is, because they need a bunch of results to go their way, which don't look particularly likely. So if you're out in Ashburton, we sure will see some clips of that and expect a fantastic atmosphere out in a must-win game for both teams.
Awesome. On to plays of the week now. I have the privilege of narrating here a delightful left-handed drive by the wonderful Will Harrison. Left-handed drive there, nice scoop, hands in the air with a great finish on the play to send his what team is he playing for?
Checkers against Pioneer.
So to send his Checkers team into overtime against Pioneer. So a really great finish by Will there.
My play away, you've got Tanai Lavery with a great hustle to grab the ball and leave his opponent sat on the seat of his pants. Manages to keep it in and then line up Greg Roger with an easy dunk.
Yeah, it may have been a business decision to see. I can see what's going to happen here, so I'm just going to hop up as slow as I can and walk back, but not actually get into the frame. But we saw you sitting here. My one, Ben Ruffles, he receives the pass from Jack Tinkler. Nice quick crossover past 3 defenders to the rim. And then, it's a small gym, so a bit of a workout hanging on the rim there after the nice throwdown. So Ben Ruffles, nice dunk in your player of the week as well.
I also like that their last names were Tinkler and Ruffles.
Yes,
Nothing to do with basketball.
No, I did double check that.
Yeah, that's good. Excellent.
Player of the week.
Yeah, exactly. Right, so on to the supporter spotlight. So this week we have Lincoln University down there. Their scholarships close on August 15th, and you're looking at $6,000 worth of scholarship available to you if you're able to secure a scholarship. That includes strength and conditioning, nutritional planning, mental skills, technical and tactical stuff, and sports-specific coaching. So if you're looking to apply to university, and especially basketball, we want to push, but other sports are available. You want to get your application in, and you can go to the Basketball New Zealand website and check that out for more details. Obviously, CBA has a close relationship with the basketball program running at Lincoln University, and it's a great opportunity to receive some scholarship money and play the sport that we all love. Yeah,
so we're obviously officially partnered with Lincoln University. UC, one of our clubs that play, they do have scholarships as well, $5,000 a year, and they have strength and conditioning as well. So if Lincoln doesn't have a scholarship that you're after in terms of degree, definitely check out University of Canterbury as well. And if you're a good basketballer, then apply to play in their club teams as well on top of that. That basically wraps up the closeout week 11. Good job, good effort.
Be cool, be kind.
Fine finish, team.
Nice.